3 match points to get herself into another Australian Open final, third in a row. It's a good serve, gets the +1 forehand inside in. I mean, yeah, the way she played the match, that's how she finished it too. Honestly, what an incredible display. And let's talk about this in fact. There's a big hug, obviously, at the net. The players, we know that they're best friends on tour. And I don't know if this was the dynamic that we had here, really. The fact that, Aryna has been handling it better in the last few matches. I think today was more about, first of all, tactical gap, but also the quality gap. So yeah, Sabalenka has just won her 20th Australian Open match in a row. She won the 2023 edition, she won the 2024 edition, and now she's also in the final in 2025. She's also won her last 20 hardcourt Grand Slam matches in a row, of course, with winning both hardcourt slams last year. And I think this was clearly her best performance of the event so far. She had the slow start, right? She was love 2, love 40 down. This was on return as well. But from the point when she wins this game, yeah, there's just nothing that Badosa can do. And you might remember that at the very beginning of the stream, in the very first game, in fact, I said that I know this is like just 3 or 4 points, but how does Badosa sort of like take this match away from a baseline battle? Because you can clearly see that it's not like a Sinner demeanor thing, really. I think Badosa, for a set and a couple of games, she was believing that she can beat Aryna. I just don't think she had the right idea because yeah, sure, she can out hit most players on the tour, and just that like hitting strong and deep is definitely a thing. But she comes out here, and Aryna's timing from 0 to 0 40 is like too good. The angles she can produce, like they are much better than Badosa as well. Again, Badosa just trying to hit strong and deep down the middle. Aryna even throwing the drop shot when she has another opportunity for it. So like she gets Paula out of the court with the another sharp forehand cross court angle. The drop shot finish is there too for like a little bit of extra flair and a little bit of extra something. Whereas I think Badosa, yeah, just didn't have any ideas how to step away from that baseline blow for blow contest. She thought she could win it. She thought that Sabalenka's timing, her rhythm won't be as good as it was. And from the first 3 games, yeah, there was nothing she could do. I think probably the best part of the match for Badosa, at least on her serve, was like the last 2 holds in the opening set, right? When she was just serve botting, like literally serve botting. And yet, yeah, it's not enough because by that point, she also can't touch Sabalenka on return. Just an unstoppable showing, really. And yeah, that gap is there. So in order to, let's say, win a match when your opponent is just a better, bigger ball striker, you have to come up with something special. And Badosa did not. Like Badosa did not try to break up rhythm in any way. She just tried to play this like any normal match. And Sabalenka was far better at that sort of game, at least on the day. And yeah, I think this was by far the best performance as well that we've seen from Sabalenka this entire event. As you can see, 5 consecutive finals at the hardcourt majors. In fact, I would maybe even go, further than that and say 2022 U.S. Open. She's 4-2 up in the third in the semis against Swiatek, and then of course she wins the Australian Open. She makes the final of the US Open, gets the first set done against Coco Gauff, but then loses in 3. And then, of course, since then, she's been perfect. 20 wins in a row. Yeah, and Steve, it's funny that you're saying she's just so dominant like a Bengal tiger. Of course, this is like part of her brand. She's got that tattoo. But just the other day, I had this funny dream when Aziz Dugas came onto the stream in my dream. And he was basically saying that Sabalenka is my favorite player. She is the tiger. She is the lion, or something like that. And he kept spamming messages like this. Anyway, there's no prediction from me on the all Aussie affair in the mixed doubles final, Steve. I think it's just not really too interesting from a non-Australian perspective. Let's say that. Obviously, Pierce is like the best doubles player in the field, but it's mixed doubles. It's a lottery to me. Also, of course, we have streams coming up for the semis tomorrow on the men's side, but also here you have the Swiatek Keys one. That's going to be very soon. And let me just say this. I mean, yeah, Aziz Dugas, if in case anyone doesn't know on our screens. And yeah, when it comes to Swiatek and Keys, I don't think they were watching this. That wouldn't be really beneficial to their preparation. But if they are going to be like catching up with it after one of them, the winner at least, after they make the final, this was a scary performance. Like this was the kind of performance that makes you think if Aryna comes out playing like this against Swiatek, on a court that suits Aryna a little bit more, she's gonna be the favorite. Obviously, she would be the favorite against Madison either way. But yeah, to have their best performance of the event so far come in the semis, to be so incredible here. Yeah, just a scary display, and the way that she's been so consistent in hardcourt slams. What more can you add? She's a machine. She's an absolute machine right now. Such an impressive performance from 0 to 0-40 down. Early slow start, but who cares? Maybe if Badosa gets that third game on the board in the first set, maybe then it gets a little bit more ropey and we actually get another outcome, at least in that opener. But from when Sabalenka got back on serve, and in fact from when she broke at 2 games all, it just never felt like a match anymore. And I don't think Paula was ready really for this sort of level from Aryna, and she wasn't ready definitely with any like interesting game plan that would maybe step away from usually what they're playing in this matchup, and from this blow for blow contest, which she likes herself in clearly. I mean, she definitely trusts herself in against most players, but against Aryna, when her timing is like this, when her rhythm is like this, there's just nothing she could have done like that. Yeah, apparently I do dream about Aziz Dugas in my naps between streams, because this was connected to it, because I was just getting a nap before the Sabalenka stream, and I was already dreaming about the Sabalenka stream. Yeah, I think this was my second stream of Sabalenka this event, right? With the Clara Tauson match as well. And or maybe no, actually Andreeva as well. So I guess I watched 3 Sabalenka matches very closely. I also obviously watched the match against Pavlyuchenkova. And yeah, to me, it was clear that this was her best performance. And I said it a few times as well, but like the serving, people have been saying this week that it's not as good. Again, I think it's more about the conditions being slower in Australia the last couple of years, and also the type of opponents that she was facing. So like Tauson, Pavlyuchenkova, who were taking time away from her, and trying to out-hit her and actually having a shot. Whereas, yeah, today, I mean, the serving was incredible too. There's literally not a part of Sabalenka's game that wasn't on point today after the slow start. So what more can you say? She will be the favorite in the final. This is what I can say. Regardless if it's Swiatek or Keys. Of course, the kind of like the percentages, the gap between the two players, they will be different depending on who it is. But it's clear that Sabalenka will be the favorite in the final. What a ridiculous performance. And yeah, 5th consecutive hardcourt final in a row at the majors, especially with a game style like this, which seemingly is a little low percentage, right? It doesn't feel low percentage at the moment, with the way that she also has the angle work on the forehand and even the drop shot finish. Yeah, it feels like there's a lot. Also the scrambling, the defense whenever she had to use it today. That was also strong. Her slice percentage today was definitely much higher than in the previous encounters. So yeah, there's literally not a part of Sabalenka's game today that wasn't clicking. And let's see what happens later. Either way, next match, Swiatek Keys. You're gonna have a watch along for that as well. Thank you to everybody who showed up in the chat. What an impressive showing today, and let's see how the second semifinal gets along. See ya.